Hi, it's Bernie Slavin here. Thanks to Group Industrial UK Limited for sponsoring my new YouTube channel. Very much appreciated. And if you like what you see, please subscribe. It's free. Thanks again to Group Industrial UK Limited. Up the border. Hi, it's Bernie Slavin here. Thanks for joining me in my new YouTube channel. If you like what you see, please subscribe. And if you're wondering what am I doing with this shirt on, well, the Carlin Masters is returning. These are one from the past, Slavin on the back. You see Slavin on the back, wrong number. I'm usually 7, but anyway, I've got everyone I've played, and I don't know why. I'm a hoarder. I've just kept them all. Anyway, recently I caught up with frontman Luke Evans from Teesside band, rock and roll band, We Tibetans. With a good chat. I mean, I'm attracted to musicians more than footballers, if I'm honest. Football's number one, music probably second, and women's dropped to third. But they recently brought out their single, Running Away, and by all accounts it's been very well received. As a music fan, I've listened to it. I thought there was a wee hint of Kasabian. I mentioned that to Luke during this chat. Yeah, and as a music fan, you know, and been in Teesside for, well, since 1984-85, Chris Rea, Borough lad, massive success. David Coverdale, Whitesnake from Redcar. You've got Paul Smith, my pal, Borough fan, Billiam with Maximo Park. And it's just great having guys locally who have did ever so well. The other one is Paul Rogers, of course. Paul Rogers with Free and Bad Company. So let's hope the Tibetans can follow suit and join the elite few from this neck of the woods. There's no reason why they can't. They're very good. But I enjoyed the chat with Luke, down to earth kid. He's obviously ambitious, and yeah, I enjoyed it. Hopefully, I'm not playing it all. I'm just playing a segment, and then I'll be putting it onto my podcast. Okay, thanks for listening. Up the border. Hey, great badge on it. Cheers, and good luck with Tibetans. Vegan, I can't eat vegan.
I have my girlfriend's vegan. I've been eating vegan quite a lot recently.
Well, we're talking now. We're live.
Are we?
Alongside me, Luke Evans, frontman, a local band, We Tibetans. Talking about the biscuit, I can't eat that vegan. Your girlfriend's a vegan, isn't she?
Yeah, I've been doing it for like the last, well, I've been seeing about 10 months, so I've been doing it, bits and bobs. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. The food's amazing.
Oh, you've been doing it as well?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, right. Well,
I've enjoyed it, so I won't eat that in front of you now, I've said that.
No, wait. Go for it. You can go
but
for
yeah,
it.
I've done it. The food's amazing. There's lots of choice.
There is loads of choice. I mean, I do it purely for the animals. I know people that did it and went vegan and then say about 2 or 3 months later, oh, I miss the meat. I'm going to eat it. Well, if you're doing it for that, you're doing it for your own reasons, not the animals, you know what I mean? But anyway, that's by the by. But here to talk about you and the band. Coming in today before I met you, I noticed that you moved into the band because the lead singer sadly passed away.
Yeah, no, that's
how difficult was that for you?
Very difficult. I mean, just going back a little bit further, Bernie, yeah, we were in a band years ago called Young Rebel Set, where I was the drummer and the lead singer Matty was the lead singer, right. As I just said. And then that band sort of finished, and then we Tibetans started again, and Matty was the lead singer in that. And sadly, the band never really got to where it should have in the first place. I think life got in the way, and yeah, when he passed away, this band was left with songs that no one's going to hear. So myself and the bassist Danny Spooner were at a party one night and said, listen, why don't we get it going and see if we can get some music out and get some songs heard. And that's where we're at with it. So it's very much a DIY job at the moment. We don't have any backing. We've got a manager and stuff, but we're doing it for the love of it, and because we want people to hear the music.
And how difficult was it going for the drummer? I mean, there's a few did it. Grill, we mentioned.
Yeah.
The Foo Fighters. Phil Collins went for Genesis.
One of my favourites.
Yeah. All right. So how difficult was that, making the transformation? Did you always fancy yourself as a singer?
I felt I'm very loud on stage. I always have been.
That's a good thing. I'm loud. That's a good thing.
Yeah. So like playing the drums, I always liked to not to take control, but I always liked everyone to know what they were doing. And I don't know. I always think I fancied it, but when the time was right, like you said there with Phil Collins and Genesis, he's one of my favourite right. ever. And Dave Grohl did it. It's a few. I mean, I know Don Henley managed to do it behind the back of a kit still, but I feel like the way I want to perform, it wouldn't work behind the drum kit. So I found it relatively easy, and it makes it easier when a few of like my friends and family who come watch me, and they seem to be buying into it.
Right.
I know our dad wouldn't say if he liked it if he didn't. So he's like, yeah, do you know what? It's
What's your
alright.
dad's musical taste?
Yeah, my dad is very Genesis. That's how we gave him.
okay.
He looks a little bit like Phil Collins.
Right.
Not now, but a bit more like
yeah.
1990s Phil Collins. Yeah, he was a drummer, my dad.
Right.
And he's,
Oh, so that's where you got
yeah,
it.
that's
It's
where
in
we
the
got it
genes,
from.
yeah.
There was always a drum kit set up in the house.
Talking
and
about drummers, have you had the Ginger Baker?
I have heard of Ginger Baker. I've seen him
Are you a
live.
fan of his? Have you seen Ginger Baker live?
Yeah, seen him live.
He is bonkers, isn't he?
Yeah, have you seen the documentary?
Yes, fantastic.
Just the opening scene where he gets whacked with that.
He hits the reporter.
Yeah. He's a great, amazing drummer.
Right,
Drummer,
yeah.
but he was a bit crazy.
Oh, he was, but drummers are, as you've already established. First of all, we'll talk about your debut single, Running Away. How's it been received? I mean, I've heard it. As soon as I heard it, I thought, yeah, lively, upbeat, because I'm a musical fan. I get, in my small ears, I feel a wee bit of Kasabian-esque, something. Is that?
Yeah, that's a compliment to us.
Is it? Okay, yeah.
It really is, yeah. I think a few people said it reminds us of the 90s kind of bit of a Britpop vibe, and
Yeah.
that's what we were going for.
Yeah.
We're not going to be on stage with drum machines and samples. There's four of us, and we just want to make a noise, but a good noise. And yeah, it's been well received. People seem to be liking it. Like I said, it's DIY. We've released it ourselves, but people are loving it, and it's got played on radio. I'm noticing that people are adding it to certain playlists online, and lots of good. It's worked out better than what I thought it would. So yeah.
So where did you film it?
So that was in Cuba in Stockton. That's
Okay,
one of our
okay.
favourite venues. It's one of the venues that we played the most so far. So our manager Jimmy owns the place. So we thought, well, let's do the video there. It means a lot to us, that place.
What is it feeling like in your debut? Debut single. Is it like a player going on making his debut on the pitch, where you're nervous, you're apprehensive, you're maybe concerned? What is the feeling?
I think for me, Bernie, because it's the first song I've sang, so I was thinking, people are going to think I'm a good singer. The singer before Matty had the most unique, amazing voice ever,
Right.
and that was one of the reasons that our first band got so big was because of his voice and how well he sounded. So back in my mind, I was thinking, well, I know I'm not him, but I'm not trying to be.
No.
But I'm doing it for myself, and I'm doing it because I want people to hear the song. So I was a bit nervous about people hearing us, but people seem to like it. I think people are used to the idea of us now, of me now being at the front and singing. So yeah, I'm happy, and I was more excited now about anything. I just really look forward to performing.
But talking about lead singers, you don't have to be a great singer to be a lead singer. I mean, look at Bob Dylan. I love Bob Dylan.
Yeah.
I love lyrics, all the songs he's done. He's #1, Nobel Peace, whatever. So you don't need to be a good singer, do you?
I'm in total agreement. I think that if
I'm not talking about you, Jim. I'm talking about general.
No, I do. I think if Michael Bublé was to sing, let
Oh, don't Michael Bublé. We're talking rock and roll
that's
here.
what I'm saying. I'm saying that people say he's got a good voice, but if he was to sing, Bohemian Rhapsody, it wouldn't sound as good as Freddie, or Tom Petty. For me, I love Tom Petty,
Yeah,
and
I
he's
like Tom
got a
Petty.
very unique voice. But I wouldn't want to. It doesn't matter. I don't hear his voice and think, oh, what an amazing singer. I just hear his songs, and they do something to me. Whereas pop music doesn't really do it for me.
Who are your musical influences? I mean, when I first heard the band, I hadn't Kasabian, I mentioned that to you, but I thought when I was 11, I was introduced to music through David Bowie.
Yeah.
It was Life on Mars. There used to be a guy a wee bit older than me, had the hair swept back, looked a bit like Bowie, and as a kid I used to look at him and think, he looks like Bowie, at least my hair was like that. And then I got into Bowie, and then I was into music, and obviously back then, makeup, cross-dresser, whatever. But I was fascinated with Bowie, and always was, and that introduced me.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you get that?
Yeah, I love Bowie. He was amazing. I think my influences, big fan of the Beatles, love Oasis, love Slade, love
Slade, yeah, Noddy Holder.
Genesis. Yeah, Noddy Holder. I mean, I think the Oasis were very similar to Slade, the way that they performed on stage, and yeah, I think they were closer to Slade than they were the Beatles, Oasis. But yeah, Slade, Oasis. I do love Kasabian. Yeah, I just anyone.
Who's your favourite Beatle?
I think McCartney.
Do you?
Yeah, it
See,
is.
if I had a choice, I'd say Lennon.
Lennon, yeah.
He's a rebel.
I could
He's
tell
a rebel.
He was, yeah. I can see why
I
you
like
like
the
Lennon.
Yeah, but obviously McCartney's fantastic as well,
He
but,
is. He's done well how he's kept it going so long, and he's kept up a good image, and he's still writing now some of his latest music. And there was one Egyptian Station. That latest album was amazing.
Right. I've not
Really,
heard it.
really good. Yeah.
4 band members.
There is, yeah.
Where are they all from? Round about here.
We're all from the northeast. Well, Marty's Darlington, me, Danny, and Ben are all from Stockton.
Right, so that's a good thing, yeah.
Yeah, it's a very good
See,
thing.
because I was saying earlier, the lad Paul Smith might seem a part lead singer. When you read music magazines or whatever, it says the Geordie Band.
Yeah.
But Paul's
Billingham.
from Billingham, and he's a Borough fan.
He is.
That I'd do my head in, I'd have to put that right.
Yeah, all the time. Yeah.
I met you recently at the Dormans Club. There was Stewie Downing, David Wheater, Big Dimmy. So you're a big Borough fan then?
Massive, yeah.
Right.
Season ticket holder.
Oh, are you?
I've been going since the late 90s, really. Yeah, always used to go with my dad. I think my era really started when McLaren got their first season, or when Boateng signed and Jeremy, and that's the season for me where I just really fell in love with the club.
Who's your boyhood hero then? When you were a kid, who was your hero? You looked at somebody.
I'd have to say it was between two. I think it would have been Jeremy if he'd have stayed longer.
Jeremy, midfield lad, yeah, he went to Chelsea.
He just really did something for me, and Boateng, I would say.
George Boateng.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
so you must be the disruptive, tough midfield lad, is that?
They were just there, and I remember going to Yarn Fair when I was a kid and seeing George Boateng. Then he took time out to come and see the kids, and I don't know, I was always
Stuck
thinking,
out.
yeah.
Yeah, when I was growing up in Glasgow, my boyhood hero was Kenny Dalglish.
Oh yeah.
I loved Kenny, I watched him at Celtic. Talking about Celtic, did you see the derby game yesterday?
No, I didn't see it. I know the score. Oh, you won, didn't you? 2-1.
2-1, Celtic.
Oh,
Spot in the park. Do you play football yourself?
Not to your standard, Bernie.
No, but you play any level.
Yeah,
playing.
I play my mates 5-a-side, but I'm just recovering from a knee op, so I think I'm allowed to get going again soon. So I think I've been signed off.
What was the problem like?
I ripped my meniscus in half, so it was I couldn't walk. It was this time last year.
Well, just come on.
I think I had a car accident, but I don't think I had, but I did.
Right.
So yeah, then so it was in a brace for a couple of months, and then physio. So I've started walking again now, running a little bit, and I think we're trying to organise a game of footy, but it's so hard getting people together.
Yeah.
So I have to.
I was thinking he limped out on stage with a dodgy knee.
I did.
Axl Rose did it. He backed up AC/DC, didn't he? Brian Johnson was out and he sat there on a chair.
Oh, right,
Axl Rose, yeah, they did a tour AC/DC a couple of years ago.
Oh, right,
for the
yeah.
pandemic. I can see you doing that. So let's see what I've got. If it was a straight choice, frontman of a band or a professional footballer, what would you choose? If you were going to be a professional footballer, professional frontman of the band, what would you choose?
Well, obviously it'd be amazing to be a footballer, but I feel like it only lasts so long. I feel like you can.
Well, that's a fair point.
You can change yourself. You can reimagine yourself throughout your career. And you see, me and my brother Mark, we're going to see the Rolling Stones in Hyde Park this July, and I feel
You're not going to Anfield. You're going to Hyde Park.
I'm going to Hyde Park.
Right.
Are you going?
No, I've been to see them. It was in Manchester.
Oh right, yeah.
Before the pandemic, I went to see them with my son. Loved them.
Yeah, going down there. So it's the first time I've seen them, but I feel like it's taken away from a footballer, isn't it? After so long, your body can't do what it used to and
That's
stuff.
a fair point.
Yeah, and I feel like with music, if you're big enough and you've got the fan base, you can make it last many years. So I think I'd be.
I think that's a good choice. I think I would choose that as well.
Really?
Not because of the age thing. I just think being a frontman in a band.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Wow. You must be aware of local talent in the music industry.
Yeah.
David Coverdale, Whitesnake, Paul Rogers, Free,
Yeah.
Chris Rea, Borough, Paul Smith we mentioned. That must give you a good inspiration. It must be an inspiration knowing these guys from your place, around about your vicinity.
Definitely.
That went on and did unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, there's a bit of a story. Paul Rogers in our family.
Yeah, go on.
My dad's godfather was the manager of their first ever band called the Roadrunners. So
Right.
they used to practice in the back garden in Norton, and my dad would be there. There's photos of my dad and Paul Rogers. So my dad's always spoke about Paul. I think you met him not so long ago, about 10 years ago, when they're back in the area. My dad had a conversation with Paul again about them times, which was amazing.
Brilliant.
But yeah, when the band first started, I was actually, because I didn't know what I was going to do live. I didn't know who I was going to be, so I did watch a lot of Free live, thinking.
Free and Bad Company.
Yeah, because I noticed that Paul Rogers has only got a microphone, and the rest of the lads are playing their instruments. I thought, right, I'm going to see what he did. And he just pure pure class.
Got a great voice, isn't he?
The best.
He has, yeah.
There's a song called Easy on Me, and I probably listen to it every day.
Right.
Easy on Me.
Yeah, he's still touring now. I think he's in bad company now, touring America or whatever. He still does his bit. And he still
Unbelievable
sounds really good.
artist.
Yeah, but it's inspirational. Local lads, you're a local lad, and
Definitely.
seeing these guys. Do you go to gigs?
I do.
Right, go on then. What's the best band you've seen, or person, or singer, or?
Well, I don't like to name drop like Mick Jagger top.
But I'm asking you.
Yeah, no. We had lots of opportunities in Young Rebel Set to play with people. People like the Foo Fighters and
Yeah, so you were in the band before.
Yeah.
The so tell us a bit about that.
yeah. So I'll just say about Young Rebel Set there. So we were signed. We had a record deal. We had really good management deal, and we did really well in Europe, actually, Germany especially. So we got given opportunities that you wouldn't necessarily get given if you do it on your own. So we had the opportunities to play on festivals with people like the Foo Fighters, and we got to meet people like Taylor Hawkins.
Wow.
Yes,
Wow.
and he was a great guy. And then also one that really stands out for me is Prince. We got to play with.
I've seen Prince.
We got to see him.
I don't mean met him. I've seen him in concert. Wow.
Yeah, we see. So we got to play on the same festival as him, and we were all backstage thinking, let's try and get a look at him, and he got escorted. Then the police were like, right, no eye contact, no eye contact, no photos, and then Prince walks in, and of course you're gonna look.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, and he was amazing. Springsteen.
Bruce Springsteen, a big fan of the Boss. Yeah, I've seen him in Sunderland.
Yeah, that's how I went to that gig.
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah,
that was
yeah,
good.
yeah.
Tom Petty, obviously, I've seen him at Hyde Park. Yeah, I think for me, Prince and Springsteen stick out for me live.
Right.
I've got to see the Rolling Stones too, which is good. I seen McCartney back at the O2, and it was the night that Ringo got back on stage.
Oh, right, so that would be a big
I felt like I
occasion.
won the rock and roll jackpot that night.
Yeah.
So I've probably said them gigs.
Yeah, I've seen Prince. My missus is a Prince fan, and it was in Leeds about 3-4 years ago, before he passed away, about a year before he passed away. And I'm thinking, Prince, I know all the songs, but a bit poppy and cheesy. Anyway, he was magnificent. Played the guitar like Jimi Hendrix, danced like Fred Astaire.
He's amazing.
His key phrase that night was put the phones off. Put the phones off, let's have a party. He says, too many hits, not enough time.
Yeah.
That was his key phrase for the gig.
Amazing.
In football, the players have agents. Do you use as a band have an agent?
Yeah, we've got a manager called Jimmy.
Jimmy's a Scottish. Big Jimmy, a wee Jimmy.
Jimmy Cranky.
Jimmy Cranky. Oh, she runs Scotland. Ginger head. Yeah.
Yeah, no. We've got a guy who's looking after us called Jimmy, but he's well connected in the local scene, and he's put on gigs around for ages.
Right.
So he's getting us. I'm going to get maybe some gigs further afield coming soon. There's talk of going back out of Europe as well. Still got connections with some of the old German label and stuff. So they've heard the song, that they want to get us out there if they can. And yeah, just sort of building up on our own. We want to work with people who want to work with us. So I don't want to push it out on too many people.
Hold it. I don't think I fucking pressed it, you know.
It's alright.
For fuck's sake. Right, it's good rehearsal. Right, it's because I was fucking bothered about that, mate. Right, sorry about that. We'll just start again. That's a cunt. I'll tell you what, I did that.
That recorded though, didn't it?
That's alright. What?
The audio of that?
I don't know if that'd be good enough. I think I'll be alright.
Yeah,
Okay, you're right. I'll be alright. You're right. What was I going to say? I remember going with Borough TV. We went to Liverpool. What's his name? Billy Ashcroft, big guy with the hair. So drive 2.5 hours to get there, 2 hours. Do the interview for about an hour and a bit. Goes back, not one fucking bit. No sound, nothing. The guy had been pissed the night before, the cameraman, nothing.
No.
Nightmare. No, you're right.
I can separate that audio for you.
Oh, that's cool.
I'll send it to
That's
you.
cool. Right, so in football, players have agents. We'll start with that again.
Yeah.
So you have an agent, Big Jimmy or Wee Jimmy? Jimmy Cranky, you say, right?
James Beck, yeah, he's looking after us. He's got a couple of nightclubs in Stockton, but he's got a passion for live music, and he's managed us in other bands before, and he's really just helping us get gigs at the moment and getting the name out there.
See, the thing is, whatever you've got, whatever product, even if you're the best, you need to publicise it, don't you?
Definitely.
You have to get it out there.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, I've got a marketing degree, which is something that I didn't have before the last. I didn't have it before the last band, so now I'm being more careful of who I push it out to. I don't want to push it to everyone because not everyone's going to like it. But like you said, we've got certain references to certain bands, so I want to sort of get into certain areas. We're supporting Top Loader soon. I think that's
All right. So what gigs you got coming up? Have you got a few penciled in now that the pandemic's over?
We have, yeah, and it's amazing to finally play in front of people. So we've got a festival April 16th, Stockton Calling. It's got some really good good bands on, Pigeon Detectives and a few great local bands. Supporting Top Loader, and then we're just sort of sorting out a mini UK thing. You know, we want to get to Liverpool, do Newcastle, London if we can.
Right.
And then hopefully Europe at some point.
Oh, Glasgow, you never mentioned Glasgow.
Played Glasgow a few times, it's amazing. King Tut's one of the best venues.
Right. I've heard of it, I've not been in it.
But that's the
I've been to Barrowland, and the Glasgow Apollo was where all the bands used to go. But
amazing. King Tut's, a lot of history in that nightclub.
Right.
It's where Oasis got signed to Fallon McGee, who we were
that's
talking
right,
about.
yeah, we're talking about
we've had some great nights in there, and it's always busy. And one thing about the Scottish crowd is like they're really up for it.
Yeah, but if you're bad, they'll let you know.
I remember we supported, I think we supported Embrace up at the O2 Academy one time, and no one even knew who we were, and we walked out there and they just rocked it, and they just made us feel like we were the biggest band in the world. So.
Oh, if they like you, they'll adore you.
Yeah, great.
I remember, I think it was a support. Is it John Cooper Clapp?
Yeah.
Right, I went to see him. He was supporting, I can't remember the band at the line, and he get pelted with all sorts, and he just stood there. He was actually moving. Honestly, he never chucked it. He never went off. He just stood there to the bitter end. But it was embarrassing and cringeworthy. But hey, he's still making a name and still doing a tour, isn't he?
Yeah,
so he's obviously stood the test of time. I've had a few things thrown at me in football. Who writes the lyrics, or is it a few years that do that?
So I think it's a bit of a mixture, to be honest. Running Away, Danny had the body, like really did have the body of work, to be honest, with the lyrics, and then me and him sat down. We changed a few words here and there, but I think in this band especially, it's open to anyone. To if someone's got a song, they can bring it forward, and there's no main person in the band. Everyone's equal, and if we want to work on something, we do it all together. So. At the moment, the songs, well, some of the songs that we've got are from Matty Chipchase, who I was on about
before. The lad,
yeah.
So had he written them down or recorded them? Or?
Yeah, so there's a few like really rough phone recordings of some of the songs with him as the singer, and I wouldn't want to change them lyrics.
No.
I think the next single we're bringing out is one that he's written, and I just want to put it out how it was intended to be heard. So
you see a single? Have you got an album coming out?
Yeah, so. Definitely, I think that's one thing. That's my biggest aim in this band, is to get an album done, because I don't want to leave it. It's a project for me. I want to get 3 or 4 singles out and have a body of work at the end of it to look back on. Because that's one thing about the old band, is we've got 2 albums out and we can always go back to it and listen to it. Whereas I feel like in other things that I've tried, there's no history or legacy left behind, because we're like, oh, we'll start a band and nothing gets done and no one ever can hear you. But it doesn't matter if no one hears us now. I want in 10 years' time to be able to go back and hear it ourselves. That's why stuff like this, it's written about, it's talked about.
Vinyl, will you bring it out in vinyl?
Yeah, and you're gonna be the first. You're gonna get the number 1. So I don't know if you've seen Teesside Press in
I've not. The pandemic hitting, I'd went round it. They took me a tour.
Yeah.
And when it was opening, they were going to. But obviously, I think they must have opened it behind the scenes because the pandemic there. So I've not been back, but I know what it is. Yeah.
Yeah. So pressed on vinyl. We're just literally in conversation with each other now, and see if there's an appetite for it. I think we might just do a limited release, and I'll be sending you one straight up.
Right.
So the first. It's just a nice little souvenir to have. I mean, I've got all our old ones. It's just nice to see them. And I've noticed a lot of vinyl in your house when you go Facebook Live.
Oh yeah, I collect. I'm sort of a collector, just with Bowie and Morrissey and those kind of things. Singles, I've got loads of singles that I bought over the recent years, just collectors.
Yeah.
But I don't know what I'm going to do with them. But yeah.
Do you get to Sound It Out Records in Stockton? Have you been there?
Yes. Brilliant.
It is,
I've been in there a few times.
Have you?
Yeah.
Spot on.
Yeah, up that side track, off the main beaten track. Yeah, I've been in there. I mentioned to Paul Smith a few months ago how difficult is it writing lyrics in the modern day, because the world, well, not the world, but Britain, I call it United Kingdom, DUMB at the end, because nobody's allowed to say it out of sync, or people take umbrage and they want you sacked and this and that. Do you worry about that, or do you just crack on?
I think we did back in the day, because we were trying to be a successful band in our first band. we were trying to write songs 3.5 minutes, and we were trying to not swear in it or not do this, not do that. And I think now, we're just, because it is a hobby for us, and we just want to enjoy it. We're writing the songs how they're meant to be written, right. And I think that we can worry about stuff like that, but ultimately, I don't think we've got it in us to write something too offensive. But we want to be passionate about what we're writing, want to believe in what we're singing. So I don't really worry about it now, because one of our latest songs is about 9 minutes long, and in my head I was like, oh my god, are we gonna try and cut this down to get it on radio? And I was like, well, what's the point? Like, we've got so much ability now to get, like, look at you with your Facebook lives. Like, you get like thousands of people watching that at one time, and then whoever doesn't watch it there and then, you can see like 3 hours later it's got 4,000 views. So you've got the ability now to get it to the people you want to get it to.
And that's the beauty, isn't it?
Yeah, and the people will go to you because they like you. You don't have to push yourself on other people.
My advice would be yourself.
Yeah.
Forget other people.
Definitely.
You know, I've always been myself. I look at referees in football. Referees don't say a word when they're in football. As soon as they come out of football, they all want to have an opinion. When I played, I had an opinion. I argued with managers and told the press what I thought, and I had a few fines on the back of it. But that was me.
Yeah.
I can go to bed on the night and relax and think, well, I've been me. I'm no false. And you, if you want to be a rocker, you fuck them.
Exactly. Well, that's why you're so liked around here. That's why you are.
Oh well, not everybody likes me, but I get.
Yeah, I know.
White honesty.
Well, that's what it's about, isn't it? Yeah, you're a huge character and a huge part of our Middlesbrough's history, and I think that you need to be that type of person.
You need to be. I mean, people have been kidded for years. The world's full of propaganda. You watch the news. I
try to stay away from it. I work at the NHS, mate.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Well, full time I work there, so I get to hear it all day when I'm there. So when I get home, I just want to write music and go.
Oh, I think you better write music. Don't listen to news.
Get myself on a walk.
As a former professional footballer, when I go to games, I cannot just sit there and relax and just enjoy whatever goes on. I pick holes, I'm a bit of a critic.
Yeah.
I was when I played about myself, so I'm about other people who's on a fortune. But when I go and see a band, because I don't play an instrument and I don't sing, I'm not a critic. I just love it, enjoy it. I don't pick any holes, I just sit and love it. What do you think?
I'm the opposite, Bernie.
Right.
So for me, because drumming was my first instrument, like the drum. So if I go to any concert, I'm just sat watching the drummer, and if I can get as close as I can, I will. So even I'll go side the stage, and sometimes the drummers are like, "Is he staring at me?" I'm like, just because I want to know, because I'm self-taught. I'm a self-taught drummer. So if I see anything that a drummer's done, I'll be like, right, I'm going to go home and practice that, and I'll just practice it until I get it right. Nowadays, I haven't been to that many gigs since I've been a frontman because of the pandemic and stuff. But I'm getting to the point now where I'm sort of watching frontmen. I want to see how they interact with the crowd, because that's down to me now in terms of engagement, like speaking to them. I want to know how they address people. I'm not.
Do you do a lot of talking in between songs when you do gigs?
I try not to do too much, because I feel like people are there to listen to music. They're not there for, I don't know. I don't want to be like a jester and do little party tricks. I just want people to enjoy what we do. I want them to know who we are, where we're from, what we're there for. If there's something to promote it. But I don't like too much talking at gigs. I feel like if you can go in and out of songs and make more of a show of it. Yeah.
I think one of the best showmen I've seen, I've not seen him live, I've seen him loads on the telly now, Iggy Pop.
Yeah.
He can move, can he?
Yeah.
He's got a dodgy leg as well.
Has he?
Aye.
I'll have to study him.
You watch him, he's got a limp, but he is not. I remember watching, I don't know, it was Glastonbury or so, these big gigs on the TV, and all these stewards and that in front of the stage. It was mobbed, and he just went, "Come on, everybody on here." Well, the stewards said no chance. There was thousands on the stage. He just invited them all up, you know what I mean? Anyway, yeah, Iggy Pop, he was lively. I mentioned the album on the horizon. Apart from the band, you mentioned that as well, you do the NHS. So is that a job you enjoy?
Oh,
I mean, I used to be part-time football, so I get it.
Yeah, I love it. After the first band finished, because we were full-time then, I went and got a degree, and I'm like a manager in the ambulance service now. So I absolutely love it. They know that we do the music on the side. They're very they love it. They love it. Like when I'm in the office, they're very supportive and stuff. And I love my job. I mean, I'm just walking in there and I see like a defib outside. Like, what part of my job now is to make sure we get defibs in the community. Right. So that's a big thing for me.
Right.
And especially now at the what's happened with Christine Eriksen and the bother at Newcastle Stadium. But there's a good outcome.
He scored against Chelsea, didn't he?
Yeah. When you see people surviving these cardiac arrests now, it's down to those life-saving bit of equipment outside. So yeah, I'm passionate about my job. I'm quite a passionate person what I do, and
I think you need passion. If you're not passionate, you forget it, don't you?
Yeah. So I'm rock and roll on the weekend, and I'm NHS.
Yeah, but as I say, I was part-time. I was doing gardens, and then I would play football. So part-time professional.
Yeah,
so I've been there, you know.
I don't want to get too old and feel like I should have just done that. I like the way I live my life, especially with what's happened in certain parts of my life. I just want to do everything I can, and not while I can, really.
Yeah.
Don't want to burn out, but I'm feel really good at the moment in what I'm doing.
So what's the band's ambition? Not just your ambition, the band. You must talk about it. Your ambition. you mentioned earlier, but you obviously want stuff 10 years down the line. Do they all share that?
Yeah, I think we all share the same ambitions. We want an album done. Want to get some singles out. Want to do some good shows and have some good memories to look back on. Like we're really fortunate that like the where we live now, you know, this day and age with stuff like we can watch it online, we can watch it back, and so I want to do a few good gigs. We want to get an album out. That's my biggest thing, and I think the lads share that as well. Have a body of work that we're proud of that we can talk about and share to people.
Well, that's all the music stuff. Final question: where's the Burrabroni finish? You've told me in there. Say it now, live.
Right, I think we're getting third. I do. I think we're gonna. I'm there on Wednesday.
Would you put your money there?
Yeah.
Would you? Right.
20 quid.
No, you're not betting me. I don't gamble.
I'd put 20 quid as finishing third. I feel like Luton and Huddersfield. I think we're better than them, and I feel like we've got game in hands on them, and I think that Peterborough was a massive win for us because that was a team that we could have slipped up, and it's happened this season. I think with Barnsley, the battered us, and we thought we were going to go in and win it because it was just after Tottenham, and I feel like Fulham will get a result on Wednesday, and that's just going to put us in such good instead. Yeah, and I think we'll finish third. I think we'll finish third. And I think
so. If I put money on it, because I'm not a gambling man, and it fails, you'll repay me the money.
Of course I will.
Okay, I'll put about 300 quid on it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bernie.
Good luck. Frog in my throat.